you became a Led Zeppelin fan, and or let's start with, what are your musical interests?
You know, me personally, I grew up with all of your classic rock, so anything, you know, the Beatles, the Stones, Led Zeppelin, The Who, Black Sabbath, Pink Floyd, you know, Elton John, David Bowie, I mean,
70s, early 80s?
all of it. And you know, late 60s, yes. Jimi
Gotcha.
Hendrix, Eric Clapton and Kareem, all of it.
Now, how long you guys been together, and how many countries have you toured?
We are in our 19th year, started in 95. And we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 countries, including the United States.
Yeah, that's our home country. I barely count that one. It's kind of an important one, but
It is a country.
so what put the fire in your belly to actually be a musician, get up on stage, have the balls to get up in front of 1,000 drunk women with wet panties and say, "Hey, I'm the guy you want tonight"?
Well, actually, I'll start with me. I had a brother who was 6 years older than me, so he was a musician, and he turned me on to all this stuff at a very early age. And so, I mean, you know, whatever, you know, struck in my mind, like anybody else, just, you know, I went, you know, I had a deep interest in music, and I think a lot of it was something I really can't explain, you know, but inspiring at the same time. And so I guess by the time I really realized that I wasn't, let me say, how do I say? By the time I was of age to know about, you know, what you just said, it wasn't, you know, I was already into music, so those things didn't really appeal to me as much as just the actual music did. Of course, they came along with it, so I do understand that, but that wasn't really the reason. Like some other people, it's a little different, you know.
So you're not in it for, you didn't get into it for the women, but now that
No, not at all. No, not at all. Absolutely not. That never occurred to me. You know,
initially,
fame and fortune, all that never occurred to me. No,
you just love doing it.
love doing it. Yeah.
So you'd be in a garage or a basement or something at 70 if you weren't doing this, still playing music, having
Hopefully.
fun with the buddies, having a beer.
Hopefully.
Now, for any musicians out there that want to get out and spend their life touring and doing this for a living, what do you recommend? What would your recommendation be?
Today?
Today, yeah. Well, yesterday's gone. Sorry.
Don't. Really tough business, and I think it's tougher and tougher as we go on. But you know, what's sad is there's not as many rock acts per se being, you know, signed to the labels, and there's not as many on your current or up to date, you know, radio stations. I think everything's gone more. It's you know, more your electronic, your country, your, you know, your pop punk or whatever. You know, and it's sad because you know, the you know, the kind of rock that I grew up on was the reason why people became what they became. You know, and it's sad that it doesn't exist anymore. Maybe a lot of it is because you can't really, you're not going to create anything new anymore. You know, because
Right.
it's really all been done. So I mean, I think it has a, you know, I think it has a lot to do with it. But being as people still try to think that they can invent or reinvent. So,
What's your favorite song to play live?
I don't really have one. There's a lot of good ones. There's ones that are better than other ones, but you know, I really like them all. I mean, I think they all have a quality to them. So you know, I really can't say.
What's the question you wish an interviewer would ask you that never has asked you?
Wow, that's a good one. Never thought about that.
You do when you're on this side of the camera. It's like, okay, he's been asked 1,000 questions. Come up with a new one.
You know, I don't know. You pick one that She might be.
If I had a good one, I'd ask you.
Um, wow.
What's the hardest part about touring?
I would say organizing it more than anything, putting it together. That puts a lot of stress and pressure on you because you got to make everything work as a schedule. For as long as I've been doing it, I think it's really second nature once they're physically doing it. But I think that's the hardest thing is the scheduling and being punctual.
Showing up in the rain.
Absolutely, yeah, like in the rain.
Where do you guys play next?
We're off until next week. We kick off in around Akron, Ohio.
Okay. And then you got anything scheduled outside the country?
We're working on another South American thing right now, and we're working on also going back to Japan, and we're also working on some European stuff as we speak.
No.
It's just a matter of coordinating it once again. I think that's more the pressure and the stress of it.
On your world travels outside of the United States, because I know American fans are the best. Outside of America, who's the best and wildest fans?
The wildest that we've confronted was the Argentines, and but I'd say the best country outside of America that I've been to so far was Japan. I'd say so.
Fun, but not out of control. Still orderly.
No, they weren't out of control. They weren't as reserved as I thought they were going to be, or what I was told they were going to be. But they were more reserved than the South American audiences.
Are you a fan of the show Top Gear?
Top Gear.
Never mind. There's a whole good line of questions there. But what's your car history? What's the first car you've ever owned?
The first car I rode was a 1967 four-door Cutlass.
Actually, mine was a 76 Cutlass two-door.
That was the squared kind.
Oh, I love that 350. You put your foot in it, you went. There was never any
I
doubt.
bought it for $500. An old guy.
Hey, I paid, I think, $8 to my brother.
And I think it had about 40,000 miles on it. Of course, you could buy cars back then brand new for $3,000.
Right, you could have got a Mustang for free.
Yeah.
What do you own now?
I have a Dodge Ram dual cab truck.
Good hauler.
Practical vehicle.
Yeah, particularly when you're on the road. Is there anything you want to say to your fans out there?
Is this for local?
It'll be local and it'll be on the internet, so anybody can see it.
We really appreciate the support we've gotten from everybody throughout all the years, and we hope we have many more. And we really can't thank you enough, because without you, we would not be here today. And I know that might sound cliche, but that's the truth. And we hope to see more of you down the road, and hopefully have another good year.
You wrap it up with saying, I want my Tim's TV.
I want my Tim's TV.
Thank you.